Well, yes, indeed. We have Dr. Osiwadogo still here with us today. But yes, indeed, Mr. Usman, I did tell everyone we were going to discuss solutions. We did that last week. We'll do it this week. We'll do it again next week. Much as we tell them, but we don't tell them what to say. But just to put that on record. But Dr. Dogo, having listened to what Dave said, can you actually get solutions if those kind of commentary, people are accusing themselves? For instance, he says people want to chase them out of their land and grab it. The Middle Belt have also said, look, they are currently occupying our places. How do we begin to reconcile those things with a view to getting to the bottom of this?
The first step to reconciliation is to ensure every inch of our land, our homes that have been destroyed, that these people are driven out, arrested and tried, and our homes restored. The government should first of all give our people shelter. We don't have shelter, we don't have food, people are dying, and I can tell you that the whole country is going to suffer for what is happening because nobody dares even go to the farm. Farmers go to the farm in small numbers, they don't return. They are killed, they are destroyed, they are massacred everywhere in the Middle Belt. You see, the narration given doesn't just add up. Because when you start talking of conflict, what is the conflict in Delta, or the conflict in Edo, or the conflict in Kogi, or the conflict in Birningwara in southern Kaduna? What I am saying, and whatever people choose, look, I have been accused, even myself, by some people in the Middle Belt that I'm trying to exonerate the local Fulani people, that we harmonize till tomorrow. During the Christmas, I said I'm going to bring, I think I had a program here which I showed you the photograph, isn't it? We had with them, we fraternized. 1/4 of them were local Fulani people. They donated a cow to General Gora. We sat down together, ate and danced during the Christmas, this last Christmas. So those local people are loving, nice, wonderful people. They are also victims of these terrorists, because they don't have guns, they don't have the sophisticated weapons. I've given you all the scenario of how to acquire sophisticated weapons, even the training, the identification of the targets. And somebody will come and sit down and open his mouth and lie to the wall and knows that he is lying and knows that people know that he is lying, and he still insists. And somebody will say that 400 people in southern Kaduna, the aftermath of the elections, where did we get the guns and where were they? And what election, what will we start killing Fulanis if it is an aftermath of elections? Why will it happen?
Security is very important in all of this, but with the call now to either rejig or sack incompetent service chiefs, would that have any impact whatsoever?
Well, in my view, there is so much left to be done than just the sacking of service chiefs.
Like what?
I believe is the political class, that the service chiefs cannot do what they are not told to do, or if they are told not to do something, they are not likely going to do so. That is, unless they have the courage, unless they have the ability and the capability and capacity to stand against what they are told to do. Remember, the defense minister said that the ranching in Benue is the cause. What was the cause in southern Kaduna? What was the cause in Taraba? What was the cause in Edo? What is the cause in Kogi and all other places? So it is not.
All right.
So there is something more than that that they are not telling.
We need to go to
and
break.
That is why
at this point, join us again. Welcome back. It's our concluding moments now. Dr. Osiwadogo.
Yes, my closing thoughts is, first and foremost, the Middle Belt people must be saved from this genocide, from this annihilation. That is, there must be security to back up whatever government is saying, and all our villages, and compensation paid to all of us that have suffered one kind of damage or the other. Two, I believe sincerely that if the Miyetti Allah are sincere, they should know that the local Fulanis are also victims of the terrorist attacks. And they know the terrorists, they know the people who are perpetrating this, and they must be honest, and they must come out and own up and ensure that these people are destroyed and sent away. Otherwise, every single person in Nigeria will be a victim of terrorism. because the places that have been affected have nothing to do with farmers and herders, as you have seen, and I've mentioned all those,
right.
Enugu and, for example, and Kogi and all those places. So it doesn't just add up.
Right.
These people must come out, own up the truth, and let us find a solution to it.
Right.
The security agencies must be reorganized. I think many of them have outlived their usefulness, and they are playing into politics so that they are not removed. I think they should be sacked with immediate effect, and new people take charge.
We hear you. We heard you. We need to go. Dr. Siwadogo is the National Publicity Secretary of Middle Belt Forum. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Markwai?
Oh, yes, quickly, Mr. Ngozama, your closing remarks.
Well, you see, if you consider the dimension the crisis had assumed, two important institutions are key to solving the issue. First is the institution of government. Second is the media. The media has an important role to play in trying to solve this problem. The media has to be positive in trying to solve this problem because it has a role to play. And on the part of the government, we know and we must confess that the government is doing a lot on security now, because we have heard what is going on in Birnin-Gwari, Zamfara, and what have you. So the security is up and doing. We hope they will double their effort in trying to solve the problem. So because of the dimension the crisis had assumed, any solution you are going to, any approach you are going to approach has to be holistic. You have to look at the resources aspect of it. Here I will hail the federal government's National Livestock Transformation Plan. It's okay. And you have to also look at the security aspect of it. You have to look at the education aspect of it. So many other things. It has to be holistic. We have to be up and doing. And all these religious leaders, cultural groups, we have to stop this hate speech. Let's think of coming together to solve this problem in the most positive way. This is my call.
Mr. Al-Hassan.
Well, I think first and foremost, criminals must be identified, arrested, and prosecuted, whoever they are, whether they claim to be herders, whether they claim to be armed militias or farmers group or whatever. But criminal security must arrest criminals and prosecute them. That means the justice system must work so that people will get justice. Secondly, we must adopt new approach to conflict reconciliation. I've been trained by the Martin Luther Center for Conflict Reconciliation in Atlanta, Georgia, courtesy of Foundation for Ethnic Harmony, run by Barrister Alan Eyama, the chairman of Airpeace. I think if we adopt that model, we'll be able to reconcile communities, because that model preaches against vengeance, retaliation, and aggression.
It's a fine place to leave it, because we really have to go. I have to thank you, gentlemen, for coming. Saleh Al-Hassan, the Secretary General, Miyetti Allah Kauta Hore, and Usman Baba Ngelsama, the Secretary General, Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACBAN. That's where we leave it on Sunrise Today this morning. I'm Maokwe Okun Yusuf.
I'm Ajuri Ngelale.
And from us in Lagos, goodbye.
Expressed by guests on this program are those of the maker and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, and endorsement of Channels Television.